Eddie Killeen, tell us a little bit about your journey to becoming a racing driver and when you discovered your passion for racing.
Strong language, racing driver. But okay, let's go with it.
You are a racing driver. You compete in IMSA.
Yes.
This is a professional racing championship.
I can say that now.
Yes.
I guess. Let's see. The start. Well, the start, I think, from an automotive standpoint, is that my dad was a factory car guy here in Detroit. Yep. I was born in Birmingham, Michigan. So I kind of hung around cars because he was first a factory guy, then a dealer. Mm-hmm. And so I've always had a love for cars. Not really a love for what's under the hood that, powers cars. Couldn't tell you the first thing about what's under the hood of my race car. There could be, 7 strong mice for all I know.
Okay.
And they're great. They're good, strong mice, and they do a hell of a job. Except when I slow them down a little bit. So it was just always the beauty of a car, and I don't know, the colors, just the lines, and just that whole thing. And then I really started to enjoy the car business. And I always used to see a little race car in the back of, when he was a dealer, in the back of his shop. I was too young to really understand it, but I know it was a race car. And I was thinking it was one of those dirt road cars. I don't know what it was, sure. But it was a race car of some kind. Okay. Fast forward, I really, other than just loving cars, road cars, I really didn't have any interest in racing. But I used to go to Toronto Indy, went to Toronto Indy maybe 10, 12 years consecutively, and a couple of the IMSA races up at CTMP. Mm-hmm. And I think it was in 2010, maybe I was up there. And that's when I said, I gotta learn how to go fast on a racetrack. I love it. And that's when I did my first track day. And then the competitive spirit that lives within me kind of dictated that it was going to go from track days to competition, and kind of things progressed from there. Mm-hmm. That's how it started.
We both know that there's a big leap from doing track days, getting comfortable there, to having this crazy idea that I want to go wheel to wheel racing, and take all of the steps necessary to make that happen, make the sacrifices to make that happen. How did you go from track days to wheel to wheel?
Well, okay, great question. I feel like it was just a natural progression from a competitive spirit standpoint. Mm-hmm. I did competitive cycling for several years. I just like competition, whether it be business or sport. So I kind of knew that was going to, I shouldn't say I knew, but I felt that was going to happen. Okay. Track days to racing. I guess taking it and putting it into action, I was doing enough track days at CTMP and getting to know some people, and I was getting a little bit quicker. I was doing track days at CTMP and Watkins Glen. And then somebody said, hey, you got to meet these guys, Travis and Trevor Hill, up at Tooth Autosport in Ottawa. Mm-hmm. I think you would like the way they instruct, because I was just, look, I'm an old guy. I'm only going to kind of adapt to certain ways somebody's trying to teach me how to go fast in a race car. Sure. And if they're annoying, then it's going to last about 5 minutes. Right. So I think a couple of people saw that there was a certain way that I was going to learn how to go fast, mm-hmm. and it wasn't the way that at the time I was being instructed, and these guys were just getting annoying to me. So somebody said, you would like these guys. These guys will help you get fast. Okay. And that's when I started to think, I want to race, so let's do this. Mm-hmm. And that was that. So I was up at Calabogie Motorsport Park a few times, got to know the guys at Tooth, loved their operation, loved the guys, loved the camaraderie, just loved the environment, and loved that track. Just fell in love with the track as well. Just a great place, highly technical. It's not an easy circuit to navigate. And I went to my first race school up there, which was a lot of fun, nerve-wracking, if I recall, because that was the first time, seeing a car right next to me going at decent speeds. Yeah. And it was only, champ car speeds, but still, you're racing, but I knew that's what I wanted to do. So that's where it kind of all started, and then that race school got me going, and then maybe it was another race school, or I think I maybe launched right into champ car from there and built a car with a partner through Tooth. Yeah. And did my first race at Watkins Glen in 2012 maybe, with a couple of great guys, an old IndyCar guy actually, Claude Bobeny. He was a co-driver. Yeah. There's a whole story behind that day and night, but it was incredible. But 100 cars on the track and just a shit show. It was so much fun. Just a great time. And I think we came in like 25th or something. So it was great, and that was it. That was the beginning. Mm-hmm. And just from there, I think it was just the competitiveness of wanting to go faster, and you go from champ car, and then you buy a club sport, and then you get passed by some cup cars a few times, and you realize you don't get passed anymore, so you buy a cup car, and then, I was way out over my skis early on. Okay. Zero talent, and not that I'm that talented now, but I was way out over my skis then. But I don't know, I just thought, I only have so many years to race. Screw it, I'm buying a cup car. Mm-hmm. So that's what I did. Mm-hmm. One bad mistake after another.
Yeah, we hear that a lot in motor racing.
Yeah,
it's a common thing.
That's the foundation of motorsport and racing. Yeah. Bad decision making.
Right. Yeah. And you've progressed through cup cars, did a whole bunch of TCR racing, and now you're racing these AMGs.
Yeah. And what a hoot.
Yeah. So what do you think of the AMG? Coming from all those things, what do you think of these?
Yeah. Golly, I love it. I gotta say, for some reason, I don't know enough about the principles of, how a car behaves, admittedly, and maybe I just don't care to know, but whatever it is. For some reason, rear wheel, more horsepower, anti-lock brakes, which is no surprise that somebody like me at my level, I would prefer that. But I don't know, the way the car behaves, and I'm just able, I think, to harness more of the power and to understand how it's going to behave, more so than the TCR car, which I was surprised, because a TCR car is pretty compliant. It's front wheel drive, so maybe it's a little counterintuitive. You get a little bit of trouble coming out of a corner in a TCR car. You just pound on the throttle and it kind of gets you out of trouble. Right. Maybe if you have enough track. And I don't know. I was always somewhat comfortable in a TCR car, but only after a couple race weekends or one race weekend and a few test days in the GT4. I'm much more comfortable in this car. I don't really know why, but I just feel like I can trust it more. And that's been a process in itself, but with the support of the Thaze guys and this new guy, Robin, kind of, I don't know, little things just get in my head. Somebody tells me what to do, as if they're one of my sisters 30 years ago. Tell me what to do and I'll just do it. Right. And, I told Robin, just tell me what to do. Uh-huh. And not to be a pussy, and I'll do it. Okay. And, he did that. And it helped quite a bit. Mm-hmm. So I don't know, there's something about, I could just trust the car a little bit more. Mm-hmm. Maybe it's because it's heavier, and your engineer, what he said, again, these things that people say to me and the team that just resonate in a really positive way. But one of the things he said was, it's like an old German woman. Just treat her well, be careful with her. Don't be overly aggressive. But you can really, you'll get what you need out of her. but just, be patient. I won't tell you all the things that he really said on how to handle it, but that stuck with me, like heavy, strong, wide, powerful. Just be nice to it and be patient, and it'll keep you out of trouble, and it'll go fast. That makes sense?
It absolutely
Kinda.
does. What you're not aware of, I don't think. Maybe you've seen it. We had to issue a memo about the references to the race cars as
Oh, I think I did see that. Sorry, forgot about that.
Yeah.
Strike that.
We haven't shared that with the public yet.
Yeah.
So
well,
we're gonna.
I'm not sure how you're going to handle this, but
we'll see.
yeah,
We'll
figure it out.
Changing gears here. What are you most passionate about outside of racing, and how does it connect to racing?
It doesn't connect, really. I'm most passionate recently about my lovely girlfriend, Marjan, who happens to be right here. Oh, and she's melting as I'm saying this. And I'm only saying it because I'm on camera. But I would say that that's my most recent passion and my most meaningful passion. But all in all, I don't think my passion for competition, I think, is just a big part of it.
Sure.
But I don't think there's much else that really translates over to racing. I'm semi-retired, retired from a large public company a couple years ago. Did a stint in a far, far away land for a year, just helping another company. Came back and was fortunate enough to acquire and carve out a piece of that company that I left. And that passion, that drive to have fun and succeed and do business, I don't think there's anything that really translates over to racing. I must say, I love cars, I love speed, I love what I saw early on in a racetrack, and just the camaraderie and the fun in a race paddock. For some reason, that environment, I'm super, super comfortable, unlike I was at any country club ever, playing golf or doing stupid stuff like that. There's just something about it.
There really is, and I think that is a very common theme among people in motorsport. Sure, there are some exceptions, but I think that the majority of people I know who work in motorsport are not country club type people.
Yeah.
At all.
And I wanted to be. I desperately wanted to be one of you. But I just it's not my jam. Mm-hmm. Can't do it. I'd rather be hanging around a big, loud, dirty paddock with big, fast cars and fun people, and just a lot of sharing, a lot of giving, a lot of compassion. Nobody's trying to outplay anybody else. But then when you get on track, yeah, you'll throw somebody into a wall if you have to. Mm-hmm. Well, maybe close to that.
Well, yeah, we try not to do
Let's
that.
not say that.
No,
I don't. I'm a joy to be around on a racetrack.
You are. And I will say sometimes that does need to happen on the racetrack.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah.
Do you have a pre-race routine to get into the zone?
Nothing unique or special. It's it's not like James Hunt and I have to go throw up or something before I get into a race car or anything. Right. I just
smoke a pack of cigarettes.
Yeah, just smoke 20 rods and then go out and kick ass. No, none of that. I mean, I listen to music. I'm not listening to Celine Dion, and I'm not listening to her. Or,
mm-hmm.
What was that movie that just came out where that's what he was listening to? Was that Gran Turismo?
Yes, that's right. Yes,
that's what that kid was listening to.
Yes.
That was a funny little bit.
Yeah.
But no, I just listen to some music, try to stay quiet and find my little happy place, and then get out and try to get mad, which I'm not too successful at most of the time, but I drive better mad.
You have our support.
Yeah,
and
right.
We will enjoy getting you angry.
Yeah,
Just can't take it personally.
No, I understand. Call my girlfriend or
Nope, that's not going to happen. I can tell you that's 100% not going to happen. Okay. We will find other times.
I mean, that would get me mad.
It would, but we're not going to do that. Strengths on the racetrack.
I don't know, Brian. You know better than I do. There's not a lot of strengths. I'm still just an old guy. Trying to have fun. But I would say.
But we, to be fair, like we've, for the amount of time that we've been working together, we've been seeing a fair bit of progression in terms of your ability to extract some speed out of these things. And there's been a very clear path there. So, you're adapting to the car, you're getting quicker, more consistent, all of that stuff. So.
Yeah, I think there is there is some progress in that respect, for sure. I'll never be able to extract the power that a pro driver or a amateur driver with 20 years of experience. I mean, I'm just not going to be that guy. But I would say, having nothing to do with speed, I'm probably one of the more respectful drivers that's on a racetrack at any given time. I'm very careful about my surroundings, and that does not make you any faster. But look, we're all in this to have fun as well, and all this equipment costs a lot of money. I own my equipment, so I know that, and I think that might that's helpful, of course. I would say from a driving standpoint, while not really knowing all the principles of a car and how they behave, as the years progress, I learn a little bit more. I try to take in everything everybody's telling me and how to go fast. I try to trust what everybody's saying. So I would say my experience, maybe just my life experience, or maybe if it's even my business experience, and kind of listening to people and trying to understand, okay, I get what you're saying, and I'll try to go out and, put that to work on the track. But golly, I'd love to give you some great answer about, how I go fast, but I don't have anything for you there. I'm just not, I don't know. We'll see. I'm not that fast. I don't know, but I'm giving it my best. I don't know, but and we're progressing. And St. Petersburg was, I went back last week and looked at the results, and I thought, wow, some of those lap times were actually when I was mad after doing something incredibly stupid, which I'm not sure if you people heard about that stupidity.
I can put this in the episode. I can cut that clip and put it in. So if you'd like to tell the story.
I mean, I really don't want to tell the story.
I might do voiceover.
I don't know, if you can't find a reverse button, that's going to be trouble.
Yeah. Just for posterity, do you remember who told you to read the manual?
No. Oh. I don't remember. Oh. I'm not sure if any of you bozos told me what manual to read.
I sent it to you.
Okay. All right. So I missed that part. And I get nervous. I spun. But remember, I was doing the right thing into that corner. Yes. I just couldn't get myself out of that jam.
Yeah. Well, I think we'll put that in the episode for fun, because the broadcast is really good.
All right, so AMR safety team on the scene, and I would think this would be a pretty quick cleanup. The car is rolling. Obviously, it doesn't have power, but safety officials able to push it, directing the driver as to where to steer it. There is a cut in the wall right there at the entry to turn one that they could push him backwards through if need be. I love the license plate. Just say no. I'm not sure what that's about, but that's interesting. It's almost like the driver wasn't able to get it in reverse because the engine was still running.
If there were two things that you could fix with your race driving, what would they be?
Okay. Well, again, I hate to make the reference of being an old guy, but if there's two things, one would be getting up to speed quickly on a race weekend, which I must say over the last, this season, which has really only been one race weekend and a few test days, I've made great improvements in that area. but it's not taking so damn long to get up to speed. And trust the fact that the last session where you just finished and you were laying down good lap times, trust that the tires are warm and get out there and just bury the throttle and just get through it. And late last season, I was kind of headed in that direction. I was getting there at the beginning of races or qualifying, but I'm not really where I need to be. But I must say, great improvements in the AMG this year. And again, it's part of that trust. Part of that, I'm trusting the car now. And it's just a matter of, okay, you're ready to go. You got some temp. You got some warmth in the tires. Just get after it. And you know, what's the worst that's going to happen? You know, the rear end's going to, you know, step out a bit.
A little bit.
Big deal.
Yeah.
You know, just get through it and just don't be wimpy about it. Just hammer it. So that's one thing. And other than that, I don't know. I'm baby Jesus. I mean, I think I'm doing everything great.
All right.
I only have one thing. It's only one problem I have, racing. That's it. Other than that, I may as well be a professional.
Sure.
Yeah, and there's a lot of things, but that's the one. That's the one thing that I can really hang my hat on.
And I fully understand that when and you know, Fassel could tell you I'm pretty good at like getting up to speed.
You are.
Yeah, no problem.
But you're kind of an old guy too, really?
Oh, yeah, no problem. But I have my path was a little bit different, so I had some different opportunities and was able to reinforce that those lessons. And now we work with Mark and Josh, and that's incredible. I thought I was pretty good at getting a car up to speed straight away. Nope, they're at a different level. Well,
I'll tell you what, that's probably part of it as well, because I'm with two. Certainly Mark. I mean, I haven't had any time with Josh other than just talking to him, and great young lad. He's just he's a good kid, and he was super helpful at the last track day. But Mark, just given that he's a seasoned professional, you know, I gotta be listening to him. You know, he's not gonna steer you in the wrong direction, and he's gonna help you. If he says, look, 3 laps, hammer it, you know, that's got to stick in my little pea brain and just get after it, right? So it helps having a guy like him around for sure. And I've never had a season with a real, true, seasoned professional.
Okay.
And this is it, and I think that's super helpful to me.
What does teamwork mean to you, and how does that contribute to a successful team dynamic?
Well, I'll tell you what, teamwork, what people, and this is just me and from my, my humble opinion and my, limited perspective, but for those that don't know motorsport, and for years and years I didn't know motorsport, if the casual fan flips on the TV and watches a race, they're thinking that it's the driver, sure, and they don't really understand what's going on around a corner. They can't see that there's a little bit of slippage around a corner. They don't see anything that's happening. But what it takes to get a car to be able to go fast, and I know that that's just a very broad, statement, but it takes a team. It takes a lot of people. And if you don't have the right support from again, my limited perspective, what I've seen in motorsport with these teams, if you don't have the right support, it doesn't matter if you're top flight, best driver in the field, you're not going to be able to go fast. And you really see it in motorsport, from engineer, the data guy, the 2 guys that are under the hood, the wrenches. I mean, just everybody. Hell, the freaking the driver of the hauler. I mean, everybody. It's a monumental effort getting a car to the track, getting a car on the track, and getting the driver prepared, the driver and car prepared to go fast. It's insanity, and you don't see it anywhere but if you're truly in there. I mean, it's really incredible. So That's teamwork to me. Yeah, I mean, if you suck at your job and you're part of a team, you know, and you're one cog of the wheel, that wheel's not moving. And yeah, I didn't mention, speaking of wheels, the tire and wheel people. You know, those guys. You know, you get the temp wrong by frickin' you know, a half a pound, or I'm sorry, you get the pressure wrong.
Yeah.
That car's, it's going to underperform, and you're going to have issues. At best, you're going to underperform. At worst, the tire's going to balloon up, and you're going to be off the track by, you know, mid race. So I don't know. It's everybody.
What's the most outrageous, legal or otherwise, thing you've done to gain a competitive edge in a race?
God, I wish I had a sexy, fun answer for you, but legal or otherwise.
Yeah, like lean on somebody maybe a little bit too long, maybe did a little slide job in a corner somewhere.
No, I got nothing for you. No, I just don't. I don't know if I have enough experience that I've done anything crazy to gain an advantage. And if I did do anything crazy, I probably didn't even know I was doing it. You know what I mean? Probably the guy beside me might have known, but I didn't know. I thought I was fine. So I don't. Not to the best of my knowledge, nothing.
Okay, so if someone has video evidence, please share that with us.
I mean, I've been turned around a few times, and maybe it was me that did the turning. I've got overly aggressive with, you know, a couple of kids in the Canadian Championship that were, you know, giving me a little trouble, but nothing that, nothing exceptional. Yeah, I'm sorry, I got nothing.
Well, we'll try to come up with something. Yeah. We'll create a scenario.
I mean, I hope to be in a position this year where I do create that scenario.
Yes. Yeah.
And I hope to lean on somebody so hard that I do get that competitive advantage. Or whatever it takes, I don't know.
Fully support this. Rapid fire questions. So we're going to have some fun.
I'm not that fast, but...
That's okay. That's okay. 2 words that describe your driving style, and it can't be controlled aggression.
Careful and thoughtful. Probably doesn't help to go fast, but...
It does. You know, a well-considered lap is a fast lap. Any racetrack in the world and any car, what's that called?
Oh, golly, I know you asked the other guys this.
Yes.
You know, again, the young pro and the seasoned veteran. Yeah. But, you know, I don't have enough experience at big international tracks. I've never been to any of them. But I would say, I don't know. I mean, my home tracks are all I really know, and I don't know VIR well enough, or Road America, or Road Atlanta, and some of the others, or Sebring, Daytona. I don't have enough experience to make any one of them kind of a special place to me, other than I do feel like I love Watkins Glen. I love CTMP as my home track. Watkins Glen, I don't know, there's something just the way that track flows, and I think they were the same track designer, right, that built those tracks in the late 60s? I thought they were the same guys. Yeah, maybe not. But they kind of flow the same way.
They do.
But I would say it would be Watkins Glen, and who the hell knows what car. I mean, just something naughty and fast that, I don't know, like a prototype car that would be just insane. Some kind of one of those crazy cars. But I don't know. I don't know enough about racing to give you any, there's one car. I just leave that to the pros that really know cars.
Got it. Road cars now. You've done a lot of track days and a lot of road cars. So dream road car to take on a few hot laps.
Well, I've taken a couple fantastic cars on some hot laps. McLaren 720, the 12C.
Those are fast cars.
Yeah, those were fun. Too much for me to even handle, really. I don't know if it would be that much fun to take anything even beyond that, because I wouldn't know how to extract power the right way, just because they're so much more powerful than I'm accustomed to. But it would be cool to take like, I don't know, just a crazy expensive like a Pagani or something on a racetrack, just that,
Sure.
you know, just for fun. I mean, I don't think I could go fast. I think I would be a little grandmother out there going really slow, but it would be pretty cool to kind of take a super car like that, or I don't know what's the hypercar now, right? That's the latest. Maybe is there something beyond hypercar now?
No,
That's it.
Seen it yet.
Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe to take one of those crazy hypercars out on Watkins Glen, that would be a trick, and then put it into the wall. That would be even. That would be. Yeah. That would be pretty fantastic, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Most embarrassing. This is the key part of the question. Most embarrassing.
We already know what that is.
No, we don't.
We just went through that.
No. Most embarrassing on or off track moment in racing.
Well, I can tell you, I mean, on track is, again, just what we went through. I mean, I'll admit it. I don't know how many people are going to actually watch this. But yeah, I didn't hit the reverse button. Okay. Everybody's made mistakes in life.
That's true.
You know?
Yours just happened to be televised.
Yeah, but nobody saw me trying to figure it out. Yeah, but yeah, I forgot that the reverse button was there. Every other car, there was no big fat reverse button.
Right.
There was one on the wheel, but at least I can see that in front of me. I guess all I needed to do was turn and look. But yeah, that was embarrassing, and I don't know. Yeah, that would be the most embarrassing for sure. Although I blew a rod in I don't know, I probably missed like 3 gears in somebody else's little shipbox BMW. Great guys. During the pandemic, I ran with a group out of Rochester. I just wanted to get back in a race car, so somebody hooked me up with these guys. And I don't know what happened, but it was at Watkins Glen, and I really don't know what I did to this day, but all I know is I missed 2 gears and just blew the rod, and you know it wasn't my car, and I felt really bad.
Yeah.
But they got a new engine out of it.
Yep.
So I think they did well.
They did okay.
Yeah, but that was kind of embarrassing. Like, you're supposed to know what you're doing, and you know, you blow somebody else's engine. It's no good.
Early bird or night owl?
Early.
Organized chaos or meticulous planner?
A little bit of both, depending on the condition.
Breakfast or intermittent fasting?
Breakfast.
Leg day or cardio?
Leg.
When you got your helmet on, is it friendly rivalry or all-out war?
Great question. I would say it's all-out war, but I don't have that. You know, I'm not that aggressive of a guy where it's war. But I would say once you put the helmet on, I feel that way as opposed to being friendly. But again, if when I was well out over my skis in GT3 or in Cup car in Canada, the only thing the other guys, and I remember this like it was yesterday, but the respectful thing. It might be war, but I knew that I was out over my skis, and I knew these guys all had a race to run. And I was always super careful to let the boys go out there and have fun and, you know, do their thing. So super respectful, even with the helmet on. But I would say that I'm a lot more aggressive just this past race, really, than any other time in my little amateur career. So I feel like now I just want to be a little bit more naughty and nasty and kind of get after it a little bit. So yeah, it's put on the helmet and it's war.
Words to live by. Do you have a motto or mantra?
No, that's bullshit.
What was the last book you read?
I don't know. What's that thing that you gave me I'm supposed to be reading? Power of Now. Yeah, I'm told that I really don't live in the moment.
Okay.
My mind is always somewhere else, and I get it. It is. So yeah, that's what I'm reading right now.
Okay.
But I'm not really paying attention while I'm reading it.
Worst pre-race meal. What would you never eat before driving a race car?
I don't know, like poutine or something.
That's a good one.
That's probably not good.
No. Oh, man, could you imagine?
But boy, is it good. All at the same time.
Sure.
Do you have any racing superstitions?
No.
So not, one boot on before the other or none of that? No? Okay. Cats or dogs?
Cat.
What's your go-to cheat meal?
Oh, great. God, there's several. There's not one go-to. I have many cheat meals. Pasta, a hamburger, and fries. Okay. As an American.
Spicy food? Actually, I know the answer to this question. Yeah. Spicy food or sweet desserts?
Sweet desserts.
Pineapple on pizza?
Just wrong. Should never have been a thing, ever. You can always count on those guys from Hawaii to screw things up.
Burgers or tacos?
Burgers.
Hot dogs. Ketchup or mustard?
Ketchup.
Classic rock or modern pop?
Modern pop.
What song, band, or artist is your guilty pleasure?
I really like embarrassing.
Yeah, like Spice Girls.
No, like, okay, how about this? You're not going to know the band, but it's so awful, but yet just a good little beat. Haircut 100.
I know this. Do you? Yes, of course I do.
And one album wonder. Great album. Just like five cute little boys. See, remember that album cover?
Yeah,
like
I'm
looking
sure
up
I
and
have it.
God, it's awful. But their music was really, really good.
Yeah.
And if somebody caught me listening to Haircut 100, it'd be a little embarrassing, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
With that, we're done.
All right, great. Thanks, Brian. That was a lot of fun.
Thank you.
Sure.
Thanks for being a good sport. Sure.